Alright, so this is probably the most relevant journal entry from this week. So looking at the weekly profile with a Thursday high and what I need to take away going forward with this Asia model. So obviously we've got Sunday's price action all the way through to Asia session on Thursday night going into Friday. We see Tuesday low, dips below Sunday's sell side right there. Then we have a run up. Several cool things happening in here, whether it's the break at a high, BPR testing in here, or the 50% of this fair value gap, leaving this as a breakaway gap, or looking over here once we've got confirmation, consolidation, 3 consecutive candles, and then the order block which splits this fair value gap, or 50% of that fair value gap, tagging here for the run from Wednesday up until this weekly fair value gap. Regardless, Tuesday low, Thursday high, expecting to see a Friday leg down. So coming out of Thursday's high into Friday's Asia, expecting to see some sort of move down back into the weekly range, which would include dips below this sell side in here, or potentially this fair value gap, or this H1 breaker, which is framed over here. So I'm going to jump down into the H1, and from the H1 let's move down into the 5-minute. Alright, so on the M5 we've got our framings for previous session ranges, 8 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and we're working off of the Asia session model. So we'll go 8 o'clock, we'll see the run up through the kill zone, and then price starts to whittle down. And the most relevant thing about this journal entry is looking at it and knowing when it's a no trade scenario versus trading with some form of context. So Thursday high gets made, we break the previous AM session's high from 8 to 1, then we have the PM session high, PM session low, and then the Asia kill zone is consolidating between those two levels after breaking the AM low. So opening range 8 to 9, we're not trying to do anything between 8 and 8:30. Price runs up but does not tag the PM session high, the green line here. What we have is price staying within the AM range, excuse me, the PM range. So for clarity's sake, I'm gonna move this out. So this PM range is now the focus. We're staying within that. The next context is a new day opening gap. So price opens up at the new day opening gap. Our anticipation here is a Thursday high, Tuesday low. We start to see the AM low for Asia. So this entire segment of price up until their lunch hour is considered the AM session. And within that entire run, we stay above the AM low. So the sell side liquidity gets triggered here. Throughout the lunch hour, we don't have anything super clear. What we do have is a run above lunch highs and then an immediate rejection, and we're leaving the buy side liquidity. So our two options here remain no trade going into the PM session, or using the new day opening gap for context and following the weekly profile. So seeing this sell side liquidity getting formed and engineering additional sell side below this low, the one intention could be to trade with the new day opening gap. So the new day opening gap trade would simply be a short at the 9 o'clock, taking at least the full value there, and then targets would include what we've listed as a fair value gap or the corresponding H1 breaker. To refine that, 2 minutes is a favorite time frame of mine. So So I'd go on the 2 minute, and within the new day opening gap, I see this fair value gap getting left. So consecutive breaks, consecutive breaks, consecutive breaks, engineered liquidity at the AM low, and I'll be looking for a London setup and refining this just to the 2 minute fair value gap, stop staying just above the new day opening gap, or at the very least above this swing high within the new day opening gap. And the purpose of outlining this is paying attention to how the weekly profile will tie into that Asia model, and the Asia model relies on context of previous session high and lows, as well as a new day opening gap. And in this case, we would have had a favorable outcome. And find this damn box. Here, where price would have wicked into the fair value gap and starts to attack not only the previous session lows, but also drives towards H1 breaker. And as a bonus, looking at this high to low, we see that we also have this aggressive swing. This aggressive swing retraces straight to an OTE. That OTE then delivers to the next array, which is a H1 breaker.